team struggling for a win here, but it is 95% in the favor of Requimish due to the communal vote. So, what do you think here, Gohan? Did you manage to watch the sets there last week or not?
I can't remember if I was rostered for that day. I honestly cannot tell you off the top of my head, but we do have Ellie, aka Ray, on the Dark Lord. Lapis Lazuli there is, I believe that is the Feathered Boots, I think, is the second add-on. If Nolsey was here, he'd be able to give us the confirmation pretty much instantaneous if he saw these. But we do see the first chase happening on Sin in an early body block too, which is quite rough, but the flame coming out just missing. So hopefully Sin can get a little bit more juice in the gas in the pedal a bit.
Yeah, definitely. And just, yeah, like you said, such an early body block to be happening at this point in time is going to spell 2 injuries on our Survivor team. So, you know, just not really the start that you want. I mean, given the RNG, I'm pretty sure it was definitely viable that the Survivors did make that decision. But nevertheless, we will be taking the chase back onto Sin. We're not opting to chase Shirley, who's going to be pre-dropping that pallet and just try to play around it to the best of their abilities over here at the mid-6 tile. And that will be the first down of the trial before any generator popping. So a very good start for Ray, nonetheless. I mean, getting it down within the first, before 60 seconds of the match. We do see a generator in the background that's going to be hit with pain res. We do see Upia just kind of stealthing around for this pull, so maybe working a generator in that vicinity. And now Ray just going to be trying to look around, and I don't think that we found any. Yeah, we have actually found some. We found Andy just kind of stealth around the Bridgestone tires, pre-dropping that pallet and doing a little bit of jiggy over in the the edge of the map, but we're just going to opt to leave that, go for our tunnel out as soon as possible. But the FTP coming in hot. Absolutely crazy. Now we're going to be continuing on the chase all the way over down to the shack. Do we go for our tunnel out, or do we go for the person that was FTPing as they are injured, and do we play our fresh hooks? We're going to opt to still go for the tunnel out, as we are confident in our ability to down this Survivor, regardless of the fact that they have 2 health states now, pre-dropping the shack pallet and going to be trying to make as much distance as possible. I do presume they're going to be dying somewhere over around the 7 to 8 side of the map and just trying to get those generators over at that 3 to 4 side done. We do see that the Nia Sin has managed to go play around the window, but going to be eating this tag, unfortunately, and now pre-dropping this pallet over at 6 here, but getting mind-gamed over at the check spot. Going to be faking the window vault, but we're not going to have any of that on the side of Ray, and that will be them down, and the tunnel out continued as it stands, Gohan.
Man's just scored a pallet for a window vault. That's interesting of you, Hunter. But luckily, Andy was able to complete his gen. Shirley was able to complete their gen. And instantly finding the wretched fate too, but unfortunately, bad news bears, Ellie is right on top of that. So it's going to be quite rough for Andy here because we got an instant chase. And I did want to point out that the hook was like on top of Andy's gen too. So not the most ideal start for the Survivor lineup here, but we are going to be opening into the locker. Going to be getting the pull onto Sin as well. I'm going to do a quick switch onto Sin to see if we Upi doing a gen quite far back here, or just getting off in time for the pain res as well. We do see the reset happening as well, so hopefully they're going to be able to pull something out here. Hunter, your thoughts on this match so far? Because it's looking not the best, but not looking the worst either.
Well, they have adequate gen pressure at the moment. We have fired the tunnel out, which is extremely bad for the side of our Survivors, though. Not being able to really make do of the pallet there, and just going to be going down inside the tile over at 6. So with the tunnel out over at the 3v1 and realistically no gen progression in the background, this is looking extremely in the killer's favor now. I would have said if the tunnel were to escape, it's more so in the Survivor's hand, just ever so slightly, but still kind of in the killer's hand. It would have been a 50-50 per se, but now the killer's just in complete control at the moment. Doesn't even need to really worry about that generator over at 7. Now we're catching out Shirley in a little bit of a pickle over at 1. He's going to be going down at the pallet, and we're going to be taking the quick pick onto him as well. Now, can we get to a pain res before that generator over at 7 pops? I don't think we are. I think that's just going to be really done as we got done in time. That is the obsession working that generator as well, and because we were able to coordinate the break onto the totem, we were able to get that gen pop before Pop Goes the Weasel had taken pain res had taken place. So nevertheless, shut up, Gohan. We're going to be taking chase back on to UP here over in the corner of 7, who's going to be pre-drop on this filler pallet now. after committing that generator over at 7, and we're going to be preemptively vaulting this bus pallet here, but it's going to be working out in our favor, doing a little bit of jiggy, faking the leave as well. So going to be a little bit harder to get our survivor down here. UP just having a really good chase, and Ray just really struggling to get that down. Not quite the pallet vault taking precedent there has really put them off guard. So going to continue to chase the grab coming in hot as well. So I don't think they are pain res. Nevertheless, we will be taking the hook onto them over at 6 as they are fresh at the moment. So as it currently stands, we are looking more towards, if I just get the scoring up real quick, it is 5 stages, 3 fresh as it currently stands with 2 generators remaining in the trial. So the game is fairly even, ever so slightly in the killer's favor, still just being a 3v1 at 2 generators remaining is definitely still outable. You do have to play this a lot slower. We did go for a pull there, but we do have access to renewal, so the early pull isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, as the survivor is fairly far away from the killer. So, you know, very good for the survivors to read that. Nevertheless, we'll be eating this tag on the side of Andy, who's going to be playing the pallet over at 1, pre-dropping that accordingly, and now going to be wrapping around the short wall, but I don't think that we're really going to be able to make anything. I am lying to you guys. We have played that immensely great, and now we're going to be playing around the 2 tile, but unfortunately getting caught out and cornered in between the gen. So that will be the 6th stage of the trial happening there, Gohan.
Did they get this gen done in time? Wait, hold up.
No, they don't.
Unless it's not even pain res. Oh,
it's not pain res.
They do get this gen then. So very well played by the odd team. And also, yeah, the coordination on the Wretched Fate. If they didn't pop that Wretched Fate in time, that gen was probably going to get, like, hit with the pain res. But luckily they were able to coordinate it, and now we got the chase onto Upai. But we do see that Surely is on his way, and I hate how Steam works. It will tell you if someone sent you a friend request, like, now instead of, like, when it happened. So I got the notification, which is annoying. Oh! He hit you behind the gen.
Nah, I just seen that by the edge of the Hellfire. That's crazy. And now the quick tap onto Andy over at 6 as well. So that's going to be another hook onto them, and actually them out of the game with 2 remaining survivors with 1 generator remaining in the trial. So the only hooks there's 2 hook survivors here, so they are both on their first hook stage. I don't really know where you go from here. You somehow have to manage to get to reset UP as they were hit over in the shack, unfortunately, due to that last very last end of the Hellfire just hitting them at just
or they could reset themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So they are resetting them with they are resetting themselves over the medkit. So this is going to spell another hell state onto them. Now I do presume that the killer Ray will just play for a tag. I don't think they'll really overcommit a chase that they don't need to. I mean, this is still, in the end of the day, a Dark Lord, so you're still able to get that 1 minute 30 chase if you do. But he would have to really overcommit something, and that would be most unfortunate. I don't think Ray will really allow that to happen, especially like tags will come in so early and with like so many resources on the map just being used, and the survivors not really having much access to them. It's just going to be a very difficult task for them to really pop the last generator and pull some outs from this, because you've got to keep in mind they also have to get the door open as well. So Ray just going to go all the way back down to Shack. Yeah, he knows. So he knows he's in the power position at the moment. In a 3v1, this is definitely doable. In a 2v1, this is extremely hard. I want to put the chances of them escaping at the moment at about 25% as to opposed to 50% with the 3v1. So very difficult, tall order task for our survivors to really accomplish here.
Gen, yeah, only now have they actually touched a single gen throughout that entire time. So not ideal, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we have. Ellie has managed to catch a wind of Upai here, so not ideal considering that we are at that 2v1, and it looks like that 25% of being able to escape is going into fruition, and we get hit through the pallet, or sorry, through the window. Now I'm doing what you were doing, but we do have Ray instantly heading over towards that shack generator as well, which is where Shirley is. Oh, actually, I'll flick over to where they are right now. And they've been found, so that is going to spell. This is pretty much like, yeah, the last chase of the match. 4K1 result, not a bad result. Unfortunately, just wasn't ideal for the Survivor team, seeing as they got that early onto the trial. So hey, maybe they can do really well on the killer side and get the 4K too, but a lovely Hellfire over the Bridgestone tires by Ray to finish us off.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a nosy hit if I've ever seen one. The amount of times that bloke pulls us into a customs that goes Hunter 1v1s and then shows me the most obscure hits on the track. It's just like, I've already seen it all. So, I mean, that was still a very good Hellfire nonetheless. I mean, I'm pretty sure a few of you in chat would have been jumping out of your seats. Of obviously Takara and Canalave being, you know, new additions to their team, or Takara being joined last season, Canalave being joined this season. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll see an appearance there for Zetsubo allow so. So, loading into this set, Gohan, um, what are your thoughts? Do you think that Harden have this in the bag, or do you think that Requimish will pull it home?
It's really hard to say because obviously, as I said before, it's like you don't know what's going to happen on the day. So who knows? Maybe Harden have been slugging it out on the survivor side of things more so than on the killer side. So it's hard to say who's actually going to win. Same with Requimish. Who knows that if Den is actually just secretly just a goated Dark Lord, and he is P13, so he's clearly got some experience underneath his belt for this killer. And interesting build as well. You've got the Painres, Eruption, Call O'Brien, and also the Corrupt Intervention. So quite standard, I would think, for Dark Lord, what we've seen for builds, and also using the exact same add-ons as before as well. So we'll just see how it goes. He's already spotted out his first chase of the day, which is Hakuji. I feel like I just butchered that name, but I apologize if I had. But we do see the hee hee ha ha tile, as we have now, as the community of OSL have decided to dub it. I'm sure there's like someone out there who actually knows what the tile is called, but I think we should. I think it's just OSL's thing now. This is just hee hee ha ha tile.
No, we're keeping it as the hee hee ha ha tile, and I do briefly remember when it was made because I was the one to name it the hee hee ha ha tile. Everyone thought it was Tabi, but in essence, it was actually me. I was behind in the casters text chat, and then Tavi laughed at the idea and took my idea. Nevertheless, we'll be seeing the first down onto our David here, Hakuji. So I want to say that name as well. I'm probably butchering that as well, Gohan. You know, take it with a grain of salt, obviously. Like, you know, sometimes it's really hard to pronounce these names, especially if they're outside of the OCE region. But nevertheless, that would be Hakuji on the hook for the first hook of the game. Painter is taking into effect there. So just taking note onto the build as well. This is a little bit more on the aggressive side. Wretched Fate is the difference here. I do believe it's been swapped out for Call of Brine. So you do have access to that perk throughout the entire duration of the trial, which is probably more so in favor of the killer here as opposed to bringing Wretched Fate. Because, you know, it's a 50-50 whether you actually get a good Wretched Fate spawn or not. And as you had seen last match, it was broken to the favor of the survivors, and they were able to pop a gen because of it, just narrowly missing the pain resonance stack. So, you know, I mean, all things considered, I think this is the better choice, but we're playing a little bit defensive here on the side of Den. We are looking for the stealth out survivors to try and snag this pull, and I do believe that that is not the case at the moment, as we are splitting the generators all around the map. So some adequate gen pressure here for the first chase of the series, of the set. So we're just going to allow this survivor to go to second stage. We're not going to really worry about them hitting that. We're not going to try and like save them off the hook last second or anything.
He knows
just
where
going
to
to go for the gen pressure.
I
think it's more so for the fact. I think it's more so for the fact because it was not as long of a chase as they had wanted. But regardless, we are going to continue on the chase all the way down to corner 11, where we know there are no generators being worked at the moment, and just getting hit by the last bit of that Hellfire. That was a nasty hit there, Gohan.
Are we seeing cheeky pull from a survivor? No, we're not. We're not even seeing a pull in the background either. That is... So wait, so we have... Okay, so 7 is doing this gen over here next to Crane. Ray is doing... Where is it? Is this 2?
Oh, sorry, I didn't have the Discord stream. That is 2. That is
okay. So yeah, we have 2 and 4 being
more so the mid 2 1. Yeah.
Okay, we're coming for the double save, and then Rin is getting in a healing up. Okay, so not the best. Okay, no, but we do see just the hook trade happening as well. So not ideal, especially considering the fact that he can just get his pain wrist stack and then instantly go onto Hakuji. So not ideal. But we do have Rin finally getting that reset. We do have Ray also... Wait, what did Ray just use?
FTP.
Oh, FTP on Hakuji. Okay.
Yeah, to keep the tunnel out
Yeah.
alive. Remember, he had second stage, so it's definitely the best play at that point in time. So can only imagine that Ray's going to be committing a generator as they not in chase, and we've completely lost our tunnel out here. So very favorable for the survivors at the moment, especially at 4 generators remaining. We do see our tunnel out, the David, who's just kind of stealth walking with fixated in hand over at 3. So you know, Den's still really looking for that, but we've managed to find Cat Reflex, who's just going to be vaulting this window over into 6 here at the Hee Hee Ha Ha tile, and now playing the mind games on the side of our dog form. Dark Lord that's just going to spell the down. I mean, when this pallet is dropped, it can be it can be a little bit rough to loot this. I mean, I can't lie, it's just so many blind spots there, and you know, just with ping also taken into account. But I don't think that ping's really an issue here. I do believe all these players are SEA, so I think it'd be anywhere between 30 to 60 realistically, depending on what country they're from. And we're just going to take this kick, this eruption proc onto this main generator. And we're going to go a little bit of gen patrol over at the right-hand side of the map here, over at 8, and we do spot out Ray, our FTP survivor rather. Sorry. They're going to be taking chase around this jungle gym here, but we're going to opt to go all the way back to the unhook. I think we're going to try and reset the tunnel out. So, I mean, considering that there's 3 generators remaining, it can't necessarily hurt to go for another tunnel out. We're just going to make sure that survivor is dead. And if we manage to find David in the process, it's just a win-win. I mean, the gen pressure's okay for the scenario that they're given at the moment. It's still heavily inside of the killer, though.
Apologies. No, yeah, you're completely right.
It is... Mate. Huh? What the hell? I'm kidding. I
was yawning, bro. I'm tired. I've been here for a while now. And yesterday we did what 7 hours yesterday, and the week before
it was like 8, 9.
Yeah, and then the week before we did 10. I am knackered, bro. So hopefully we are going to continue on though with this match. Ray actually managing to stealth out as well, and I do want to mention that Cat Reflex is actually 7. So when we do see, if we do see the Ellen, aka the Rain, it is 7. Their name is just Cat Reflex. Don't know why, but luckily I have them nicknamed on Steam, so I know that's 7. But we are going to continue on. We are going to find the David, so that is one of our tunnel outs at least. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to find 7 earlier, which was quite rough because that was also another tunnel out he could have had. But either way, either, he can go for pretty much either one here, and we do see that David has actually ran straight into Shaq as well. Hopefully he gets the right side, and he does, but unfortunately, Dan was aware of it as well, so he's going to get this free tag onto Hakuji, aka David, and he still has Shaq pallet up too, so that's actually crazy. I thought they would have used it earlier.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, having access to it now can't really hurt the survivors, but now we're pre-dropping it in the process and narrowly missing that Hellfire as well on the side of Den. So gonna have to break the Shack pallet and continue the tunnel out, as we have not really sacrificed a little bit of distance to play the check spot on the side of our David. I mean, just preemptively vaulting this pallet is going to allow them to play the long side of it, and just dodging the dashes too. That's just very well micromanaged from the side of our David here, but unfortunately Hakuji just vaulting straight back into the killer over at 6, and it made a really good death location for the survivors to be able to get the top gens popped. I do believe that yeah, 7 will be able to pop this generator all the way over at mid 2, and you know, you still do have main being worked at the moment, but it is at 4K2 at the moment. So if the killer is, if Harden is to take this set, they need to, if Requimish is wanting to take this set, their killer has to 4K now. Otherwise, if they pop one more generator, which is completely doable, by the way, it's just going to be a tie, and we'll be heading to the tiebreaker regardless. So we're going to opt to go for the teleport over at main as well and play our main generator.
Oh wait,
that's probably the best case scenario at the moment. Yeah, it's good to have, you know, Eruption at least procced on that generator, and you do have Caller Brine active on it as it currently stands, but I'm going to be pre-dropping that pallet on the side of Ray, trying to play the chase as long as possible, but just going to be eating an inevitable tag. Oh, I'm lying to you guys. I don't know how we've actually missed that. That's absolutely crazy, but we're going to be for another going for another dog dash here and getting the tag onto Ray, but we're just going to play the tag game, go back to our generators, play it safe. I don't necessarily hate this idea. There is a generator extremely close over at the
Yeah,
side
they've got-
of mid-6 here, of like next to the shack really. So going to be taking the kick and eruption proc onto that. Now Call of Brine taking effect onto that 6 generator, and we do see just I do believe it is our Nancy who is Rin just kind of stealth around this rock here. It is one of our fresh hooks at the moment. Not that it really matters.
Uh-oh. We've teleported to the wrong
Oh.
teleport. That is
Just
not
saw
ideal
that,
because now
yeah.
that window is now open for business. But oh, we are getting the we're getting the belly side of the wolf form here. Thank you, Den. we
Okay,
got
never
the
mind.
belly. But actually, somewhat working out in his favor that he window blocked that other window because it actually allowed him to get this down. And he is pain res too, so if he can get the pain res in time, he might be able to stop it. But it might be close though.
They pushed that short. No,
No,
okay,
they're not. They're
pushing.
not
Oh
even
my
pushing.
God,
They're just stealthing
look
it.
how far it's regressed.
Yeah, no, this gen is. Oh. Okay, so wait, that means main. That means main cannot be kicked anymore, unless main was actually just lower than.
I think he has one more kick.
No, that gen is a lot of progress on it. I don't think that gen.
Oh
can
wait,
be
did
kicked anymore.
Tainros hit that generator? I thought it hit 6.
It did, but if this gen didn't get hit with pain res,
he has one more
yeah,
kick.
he can't even kick
Nah,
it.
never mind. Yeah,
Eruption.
you're right. You're right.
This is the downside of eruption in play is you lose those kicks really quickly. So now all they have to really do is just log out that main gen and get the Tycon. Because
I mean, you'd call it pain. Oh, there we go. Yeah,
yeah,
Tycon.
like I said, yeah, now it's the tie. Like I said, they
still
just had to.
completely doable.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah, it is still doable, and he's losing kicks on that 6 on the generator at 6 as well. So if they just ping pong the furthest gens,
Look at that split.
kinda, they might actually be able to do this. They might actually be able to pull that out and at least get this gen popped.
5 and 11. Look at that split. You do have the healthy survivor 7 over in this corner here. It's fine. They can probably go for the trade here. That's probably what I would do, to be honest with you. I mean, they're going to be eating this tag and, yeah, just going straight to the hook as we do have 11 being progressed at the moment. Vaulting to catch them off guard. Wait, we've played around that? Are we just trying to play the generator?
I think we are, yeah, because Ray is just... Yeah, Ray is actually just slugging it out. He's trying to get this generator done. He wants the win con.
Ray's pain resible, though.
No, he's not.
Wait.
No,
they're not. It's
that 7 was dead. Oh my! Wait, is Bro gonna get? Wait, is Bro gonna get this? Oh no, he's not. That's that's rough.
They had to play the
Ray
trade.
knows, yeah, even Ray knows that is rough.
They had to play the trade. Getting tapped over at Shack in the scenario like that. I mean, if you're at least gonna get tapped or like get hit there, you need to be running all the way down to 1 if that's what you're playing. But you got kind of bamboozled over at the window. I know we do have Lapis in the back pocket, and like it is hard to kind of micromanage your distance. But as soon as you, I mean, Hillbilly, right? Definitely doable for Requimish, I know that. Harden, don't really know too much about but from Den's performance back on the Dark Lord, you know, can definitely see him 4K'ing this match. I do believe that his just to go from Dark Lord and then back, like all the way back to Hillbilly and put up a good performance, it would lead me to believe that he actually plays most killers for Requimish here. But you know, Harden got to pull up the socks, man. Like they got to make sure that they got their game on because you know, we're versing some of the very best, and you know, Harden have done a pretty good job. You know, don't let that take away from what they've done. It's just, you know, they're definitely able to, you know, pull back and win this, but nevertheless, we'll be taking back into present events where we'll be pre-dropping a pallet and getting caught out over at this 1 tile. Oh, sorry, 11 tile rather. And we're going to be looping it around to our best of our abilities, but no, he doesn't make Crane.
Does he make this? No, he does. He does now.
With the cracker.
Oh,
he does with the cracker.
He gets the stun as well. That is insane. Also, I do want to mention this. Den is a P100 Hillbilly. So, the bro knows what he's doing on this guy. He is experienced in this killer. Not sure about the comp side of it, because I don't know. I haven't seen Den play Hillbilly, I believe, yet. I could be wrong, obviously. Maybe it was a day that I was not available. But we are going to be continuing on with this match. We do see Rin getting chased yet again. Does have Blue Saw active, but he does have Light, so he is going to be able to get a little bit further away. But Den here is a little bit second-guessing himself in a sense, and it lovely frame lag a little bit there, but we did get the down onto Rin, so that is our first down of the trial. He's got this hook here next to main as well, and we do see the aura of that survivor as well, so it's not looking the best considering we know where to go now. And we do see the bro all the way in the distance. He has actually booked it to the other side of the map, knowing that the killer knows where he is as well. And we are going to be just checking around, but we do see the reset happen. And it's... Wait, what is this build? Metal of Man, Tenacity, Unbreakable, and Dead.
I don't know, but...
We're running Metal of Man for a hillbilly. That is ballsy.
You know what, I just realized something. I'm dumb. So I said that Requimish these teams are both SEA. They're not! Requiem is NEA, and I know this. I don't know why the hell I said they were SEA, but nevertheless, it's somewhere around the 80 ping. I don't know why I thought of that when I saw Dead Harden. I thought, you know, he's running an unorthodox build, and you picked up on it, and then I thought, maybe JP meta. Because I know JP meta is completely different to the OCE community, different to conventional competitive, different to DBDL, everything you could think of. It's just completely different. Well,
to be fair, they run Legion in Japan. Yeah. I know, and we did try. Killer
Pool is different.
Yeah, the Killer Pool is like completely different from our own and DBDL's, but we have taken homage to a little bit of DBDL's system with the tiers, and Hillbilly being tier 1 naturally so because he is S tier killer. In our
Let's go back to the recent events of Chase. This is going on for a little too long on the side of Ray. He's just going to be making do with whatever he has in this corner 7 here and going down, unfortunately. We're going to get the pickup, and that's going to be... that's very far from all of our generators at the moment.
We do see someone in check, though.
No, we're going to have to take the hook over at 8, and we're going to have to go on Gen Patrol straight off the bat. We can only presume that the survivors are on the far side at the moment. No, but we heard Shaq. Okay, I'm lying. So
also, I saw the bro.
We have no reason to really pop Shaq, to chase Shaq at the moment. So we're going to be seeing one of the survivors rotate back into the inside of main, and now we're going all the way back to our Jake here over at the corner of 7. Now pre-dropping this pallet and trying to play the corner 5, sorry, and play for our life here, and then we are playing for the life. Yes, we are going to be making around the pallet, vaulting the window as well. We're going to be bamming that straight off the bat, but this is going to be one quick M1 down if we don't manage to play the mind game around the locker, and then we're going to be pulling out of that and getting our 3rd hook of the trial, which will be Jake's 2nd hook on the side of Rin. So, you know, all things considered, this is looking pretty dicey for our killer here. Just not really being able to take control of the match. I think maybe overcommitting to Ray just that tiny little bit, having a really good chase while we're just blabbering away. But we're going to opt to go all the way to the wrong generator, unfortunately. And the other one will be popping in the distance over at 9. We're going to go kick the... We're going to kick this generator over at 1 with Eruption and now go all the way back down to where that double had happened. Maybe catch someone off guard rotating. Or are we going to go back to the hook and get our talent out as soon as possible? Remember, if we can force the 3v1 right now, we'll be in a really good position for our killer, regardless of how much the gens have progressed this far into the trial. We are seeing that there are blood pools around the Jake ever so quietly vaulting that pallet with life going all the way back down to Shaq. And is he able to make the window or make the pallet? Is he able to make the pallet? The ping coming in. He makes the pallet. That right there was the game-changing decision. The game-changing decision happened right there, and I'm not too sure if anybody was around for the pallet save if we managed to get the hit. But we're just going to get a snipe onto Cat Reflex AK7, and that's going to be a pick onto them. And that's unfortunate that we can't select that being the no mither, but we do see that via Eruption, there are people over at the one side doing a generator. This 3-gen is actually fairly close as well. We're going to be taking the kick onto that with Pop Goes Away. We're not going to give a damn about Eruption at the moment, but maybe we're going to go all the way down to 1 and make sure that that pesky survivor just gets pushed off that generator. We do hear the pre-drop of the pallet over in the hee-hee-ha-ha tile, making enough distance to kind of last, and now we're going all the way down to 3, more closer to where the unhook had just happened, to pre-dropping this filler pallet here, and we're just using all the resources in between our generators. If we're not able to really get on top of things on the survivor side, this might be the 4K1, so taking the down onto Ray, I do believe that is going to be their 2nd hook as it currently stands, and in all honesty, it can go either way here from here on out.
Especially right, and I didn't want to point out this, but the no mither player is also the Delhi player. So that is actually insane, because now I don't even know if Den realizes it, because to be fair, he hooked someone and then it was like instantly unhooked soon after he left, so who knows if someone was just stealthing around, so I don't even think he realizes there is a deli in play. He might even think it's whoever he hasn't hooked yet, and I don't believe Hakuchin has been hooked yet, has he? No, he hasn't. So he might even think that this bro is the deli player because he's got the medkit. But unfortunately, he is going to go down here. Ray was going to try and get that body block, not unfortunately being able to get it. No one else is really there to help him. So that is going to be another fresh hook on the board. That is going to be... What's this now? This is 6 stages, 4 fresh, so not bad. Not bad at all, especially if we can get everyone outside of the door. I have no idea if they're going to agree for this, so let's take a quick look, see what people are doing. So we got the reset happening at the door.
They just need to take the out.
Yeah, Ray's also on his way over. So they might just take... Yeah, okay. They're just going to take their outs.
You just
yeah, I don't see a reason really to save that, so... What's that? 7... Oh, and we've DC, which is fine, because it is...
It'll really help us out, as you know, it really fund our tournaments. It'll really fund what you see on screen. We'll be able to make things a better viewing experience, a better playing experience even. So stay tuned for that. That should be pretty fun. But nonetheless, we are loading into the match now. It will be Freya on the Billy. It will be Shirali, Sin, UPR, and Andy on the Survivor side, as you had heard from our last set. So nevertheless, we'll see Freya spawn all the way over at the 11 side of the map, which meaning the survivors can only really spawn over at the 6 side. So that's exactly where we're going to go. And we already spot somebody playing aggressive chase at the moment, maybe the DSDH. It is balanced, no, because that would ideally that would be on your no mither survivor, which makes like total sense. But it is the balanced player who's just run straight to main, which will be Sin, balancing straight off the main building and now wrapping around the long side, going to be using this short filler pallet outside on the side of 3, and now we're going to be pre-dropping that and try to make something else. But we do have the rock just sitting in our way. That is mighty unfortunate. Look how crap this RNG is right here, ladies and gentlemen. 3 to 4 has absolutely no pallet in the vicinity, but Shirali coming in hot with what seemed to be maybe a cracker save of some sort or something. But, you know, what Nort always preaches to Omen is that the no-mither player should always be playing safe, as safe as possible. But that was anything but of the sort there, Gohan. That's absolutely crazy.
Bro was just chilling on the hill, I think. I think he was just chilling out and realized, oh wait, the killer's here, I should probably dip. And then dropped. But yeah, no, that was yeah, as Notch said, play safe, and that was anything but safe, unfortunately. But I believe... Oh wait, we have 2 people here? No, we only have Sin here. Okay, that scared me for a moment because I didn't see Sin vaulted from distance, and he gets a swing and a whiff. So he's going to be able to get the vault here. He's going to be able to get the down onto the pallet as well. Sin going to have to try and chase for his life here. We do see a generator in the background being worked on as well. Freya closely following behind. He does have another pallet here as well. But we do see a bro on this hill, and it is our no-mither player. So yet again, playing anything but safe. But luckily, Freya really does want this tunnel out onto Sin. But hey, Hunter, remember what you said about Silly? I feel like Sin's doing just that. And he gets the whiff. Oh no.
Oh, no. I thought he was going to do it again just there, but yeah, he was lasting a little bit on the longer side, but unfortunately just going down here, and now we're going to be taking the hook back onto Sin, who will be second hook as it currently stands. And there is some generator progress here over at 3. Can play a little bit defensive. You can't afford to be defensive here on the side of Freya, but I think we're going to go for the pop goes the weasel kick straight off the rip. And if there's an unhook happening quickly in the background, we're going to opt to tunnel out the unhooked person, but I just don't see it really happening. I think they're going to opt to go for a little bit more gen pressure over in the background, more towards the 9 side of the map, 8 side of the map. So we're going to take this kick onto 3 now. The eruption proc coming in hot here, and it's just looking ever so favorable in the side of our killer here. We're going to try and catch the survivor off guard over it too, but not quite falling into the chainsaw, unfortunately, for our killer here, but very fortunate enough for UP to be playing around this short filler. We're going to go for a little bit of a flick, but the Jiggy coming in now, and we're not able to really get that down with the blue saw, but we're going to go all the way back down to the unhook. So, you know, Survivor's playing really good for what it is worth. Oh, Oh, almost going down just there on the side of Sin, and we're going to be blinding our killer as we vault that window now. Are we going to be able to make enough distance? And we are getting a little bit caught over on the main building, and we're going to be rotating all the way down to mid 10 with this filler pallet still up, pre-dropping it in the process. Oh, I think this is what I was saying. I think they're going to go for some sort of a pallet save, so you got to be careful. You know, with the game in hand like this, you tunnel out so close to death and still 4 generators remaining. You have to play for the pallet save, but are we playing for a body tank, or I'm not too sure what's really happening here. Just the blind coming in as well. We're going to go for a body block on the side of Andy or some sort, but no, it doesn't really make the pallet, I don't think, and we're going to be picking up, just vacuuming that ever so slightly, and yeah, we were just ready for it just in case it was a little bit closer into the pallet. But that will be Sin out of the game at 2 generators remaining, so looking very favorable for our killer here, especially if we can get another down very quickly. Looking at our gen spread, we do have one over at 9, we do have one over at 6, we do have one over at 5, and I do believe one all the way over in main, so the gens aren't that far spread, ideally. There's no progression on them either, and we have found Andy, who is a healthy survivor, running all the way down to mid 12, but we're going to opt to have none of it. We're going to go for something that maybe we can catch someone off guard. We have decided to pre-leave this generator on the side of our survivors, and it's very smart to do so. It is a healthy survivor. I do believe this would be UPR over here, because we did see Andy all the way back over at the top side of the map run to mid 12, so playing the check spots very nicely here on the side of UPR on the Lara Croft, and we're getting a little bit mind gamed with Bamboozle here over at the L War, so we're going to have to play the T to the best of our ability. Not really going to be able to make anything, but we are playing the check spots very nicely, faking that window vault as well, but we're going to be able to go for a flick of some sort, but we've opted to try and juke the flick, and it's bit us in the ass at the very last second. Freya made a micro adjustment to catch UPR off guard over at the corner of 5, and I don't think there'll be any gens popping from that chase there, Gohan.
Let's take a quick look and see. Nope, we got a bro all the way next to the shack generator. We do have Andy, most likely was working on main, as we do see that the killer went instantly to main, and yes, it was main that they were being worked on. So it's interesting to say. We were waiting for the eruption as well, so now we get the eruption and the pop on as well. And this hill has been used for a lot, and it's very rough as well, because especially in the chase earlier, where he could actually see the hill from where he was, it made it really hard for the survivors to actually save, because as soon as he sees someone walk up the hill, he's just going to instantly switch target and go straight back, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's going right back, and we didn't get the snipe from a distance. Oh no, Andy. Oh no, that is... Uh-oh. This is not ideal for the win con situation that the survivor team needs to be.
Yeah, no, just mighty unfortunate. I think it's all falling into the killer's hands.
Oh, and the Nodders
at this very moment, and the Nod, he knows. He's a Noah. So, and we've caught another survivor off guard. Oh boy, so everything's just kind of gone down the shitter at the moment, but we're trying to make do with the death location that we're given on the side of Shirley. He's not going to be able to really make anything, and he's just going to be going down, and things are looking extremely dire for the survivor team now. Having the pop goes the Weasel on what seems to be the only progress generator in the trial at this very moment. So, yeah, it's going to be very hard for these boys to pull it back. Is it doable? Look, about 10% doable. I'll be very surprised if they manage to do it, and I might even jump out of my seat and start doing a little happy dance for you guys. Not that you can see it, but it'll be there.
It'll be there in spirit. In spirit.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be there in spirit. No, it'll be there. You just won't see it. But nevertheless, we'll be going back to that unhook over at 9, but colliding into the short tiles here is going to stop our momentum, unfortunately, not being able to catch anybody off guard as a result of it. So, you know, just revving up our chainsaw, playing a little bit safe. We're in a very big power position here on the side of our killer. Everybody tappable at the moment, nobody healthy.
We see 2 people in the distance as well.
Both, so yeah, 2 survivors, but we did manage to get the unhook, so, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, and we're opting to die all the way corner 1. So, you know, definitely 4K winnable, but it's just not going to be enough at the moment. So if we just take a look into the hook stages, it is 6-4 to 8-4. So at the moment, all Freya really needs is 3 more stages. Doesn't even necessarily mean to 4K. I did say they need to play for the 4K just to make sure things are safe. But realistically, if you were to just get 2 more stages, you've kind of won. So Andy here, if we do manage to down Andy in this current position,
that is
if we were to camp... If we would have camped Andy to death and all generators were done in all stages without, thought it'd be a tie at the very least. But I think what we'll do here is we'll just opt to hook after that, and very nice flick over at that tile, and
Freya
go
once
for
more.
somebody on a generator. Yeah, no, you have to. I mean, you can't play safe on that. There's just no reason for you to do so when you're just playing for stages at this point. Like, you'd just be doing yourself an injustice. But we're going to be taking this kick over at the 8 side. Now going all the way back to the Survivor, who pre-left and ran all the way down into Shack. Not too sure where they've gone, but they're doing some pretty good stealthing around here. No crows disturbed, so I don't think they're in this vicinity. I think maybe even just in like a locker with Iron Will. I'm not too sure. No, you just kind of stealth around at the check spot with Urban Evasion. So very nice work there from Upia to kind of dodge our hungry, bloodthirsty killer here, Freya. So, you know, opting to look for our last few stages to get that win con, we do manage to spot out Shirali. So ideally, if we were to able down Shirali here and just camp them out to death, we have won the match. But as it currently stands, if we down them here, go for the pick and hook them, we're at the Tycon as it currently stands. So eruption procking in the background onto those generators is going to make it ever so just harder to really do those generators to get them finished. So we have 3 left, but we've caught someone off guard, and this is just going to be the win for Freya, unfortunately. I mean, I don't really want to speak too soon because, like, I can see the Jiggy coming in hot, but, you know, it's just very unlikely that they are to escape a position like this. Very nice stun there. Some nice bags there, too, to let them know what's up. UP are doing some, very nice looping around this edge. This not edge map filler, this little mid map filler. So, you know, making good use of this rock. But we're going to play the M1 mind game on the side of Freya here, and you know, not quite winning it. I mean, I just think you need to break this pallet. I cannot lie. You're just doing yourself a major injustice here. I do know the win con, so
I think they just want to bloodlust this.
Please, just break the pallet.
Okay.
Just break.
Yeah, they want
They
bloodlusted
bloodlusted it. All right. I'll give him that. I was getting worried for a second because hypothetically, if Upia didn't vault that and just ran back to Shack or some shit, and look at, well, the gen pressure is enough. I mean, at 1 generator remaining, you probably had a case, but with 2 generators remaining and Shack, main just like not even close to being finished, that's probably, yeah, definitely undoable in any instance. But now looking at the score, they are in the lead. You know, Harden have taken the set. Have taken the Hillbilly set. We'll be going to the tiebreaker next set, which will be Billy. So that'll be pretty interesting, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, just the underdogs here taking this set is actually really uplifted their mood, and you can kind of tell just through Freya's gameplay and, you know, the banter happening on in chat here, Gohan. But yeah, some very good work on the side of Harden's killer, Freya here.
Yeah, especially considering that all things considered, even though the first match had to be a little bit rough because it was a tie, so hopefully Harden can keep this ball rolling and maybe even win the Blight set with how they've been playing so far. And with how they've been playing so far, they've actually been doing quite well indeed. And it's just pretty much just confirming the death onto UPI, make it 4-2v1. So there isn't much left really for the other team to do, because they do have Blight next as their TV, so it's going to be quite interesting to see what they can do here. We do go all the way down to this hill as well. We do see in the distance Andy running around, and we do see Shirley has also pre-left. Also has Dead Heart in the back pocket. Maybe we might be able to see a Dead Heart play, especially on that ping hit as well. Maybe we see it right now, right here. Can he hit it? Let's see.
Play pretty safe there. I don't think he was really.
He hits it. He hits it. He hits the Dead Heart.
That was clean. That was clean. I like that. So he's vaulted the rock filler that we just opted never to break. And now we've broken it. Thank fuck. I mean, we do have Crane though, so we're going to be looping the short side. Very interesting, but we are going to make good use of it. You know, we reading that perfectly on the side of Shirley. Now the flashlight from our fallen survivor being used in the eyes of our killer here. We've done it to him. We've done it to him. We've done the Houdini. He's gone. Where's he gone? I don't see him. And Ace being so quiet and crouched, you're just never going to hear him. So I think we've just decided to go for a survivor that we know where they are, and that is Andy, who was probably working that main generator, being caught off guard now, dropping this pallet over at mid-12 and playing around the car filler. Not really much to go on here once that vault comes in, and if they get mind gamed, it's just game over. But it was out. I think that was light there. I can't lie.
Yeah, was live.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. You know,
Oh,
unfortunately
wait.
getting hit there, not playing the check spot correctly. But like I said, not really much for you to work with. And we're going to go for our 4K2. We're not going to go for any instance where we pick up the survivor and risk losing it. So, our ace, once again, doing the Houdini. He's gone. He's just out of sight, out of mind. Like, we've lost him entirely again, and we've thought he's gone all the way down into 5. I don't know why you're not checking the edge map over there, man. I just can't fathom that. But, nevertheless, I think this would be the last gen popping just straight underneath our nose as we go on to the last hook onto our survivor, just down to over mid-12.
We have
Wait,
Unbreakable.
there's Unbreakable. Yeah.
Wait, so now...
I forgot the Unbreakable slugged.
So now we're in a bit of a pickle, because now he's got to find him, and he unfortunately surely can't do the Houdini this time. He is being found. Maybe he might be able to do something fancy here, but no, it looks like we are just going to be taking the tag, taking it down.
We're getting tappy.
And
You got tappy.
Yep, we are going to have to take the pick up as well, because he is our known middle player as well, so it's kind of a done deal for that hook state. We do see as well, Andy is still working on that main generator. This main generator has kind of been abused during this this 3v1, if you will, because it still hasn't been done, and it's looking kind of grim. But right now, playing safe, just gonna go for that on the hatch here. Just gonna drop it, make sure it can't be used. Andy can't maybe jiggy his way all the way around and
Seabass gates.
These gates are horrendous. This is not safe.
You can even sit on top of the hatch and you'll have eyes on both. That's crazy. Oh, just you hate to see it on the side of
the crane is in the way though, is it not?
I mean, you just move a couple steps and you see it going on. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. But even if you sit in the corner of 7, like, I'm pretty sure you have eyes on both gates. But nevertheless, we'll be doing a little bit of mind games over at the Rock Filler. Some would argue those are send mind games and whatnot. But nevertheless, be continuing on the chase all the way down into corner 1. And I think we're just going to get... No, we're not going to get tapped there. We're just going to continue on the chase as well. Playing nicely on the side of Andy, unfortunately. It doesn't really mean much.
He got stuck on the fridge.
It's the curse of life, having the speed boost, and sometimes you just get stuck on everything you can possibly think of. But getting mind game through Bamboozle, this is just going to spell the tap onto Andy. That will be the down. And the 4K... no, maybe. It will be the 4K...
Oh, but
4K2. We are going for the Mori, so we get a nice little scenic Mori there. Love to see it. But yeah, I mean, that will be Harden series initially, but it's Freya on the Blight. So, oh my god, it was Freya on the Billy, but it is Freya on the Blight as well for the side of Harden. For the side of Requimish, it is Shirali, Sin, Upia, and Andy once more. So no interchanges there, even though there are 2 different survivors over in the VC. So very interesting stuff. Maybe we're giving the boys a chance. I'm not too sure. Maybe this is the power survivor lineup that we all know and love. But we're going to be breaking this door over at the main side and trying to spot anybody stealthing out on the back side of main, not quite really finding anybody. We do see some scratch marks heading over to around the side of main over at the one side. We are going to be doing a little bit of a corner tech, but I do think this is going to be a tag, and we're going to be eating that on the side of Andy, running all the way back down into main and chasing as far away from the generators as possible. So you can only imagine that the survivors have rotated back to the bottom side of the map. We're going to be utilizing this little straw filler inside of main, getting hit through it, and Freya don't give a damn. He's just going to hit through that, and that's absolutely crazy. This will spell the first hook at sub 40 seconds, 50 seconds into the trial.
Yeah, 40 seconds. I have the OBS on my second screen. That was 40 seconds.
That was a complete guess, and I got it.
That was, yeah, around 40 to 41, but let's say it was 40. That is as we would say, the no bueno, because that is not a situation you want to be in. I
mean, hypothetically, when you think about it, it took him 10 seconds to go on the other side of the map, and once found a survivor, probably around a 20-second chase. So imagine if we had the first downtimer to see how actual long that chase was. I don't think it would have been very quick at all, but nevertheless, we'll be pre-dropping this on the side of our Nancy here, Andy, who's going to be running all the way back into main. This is our tunnel out all the way going to 10 here. There's not really much for them.
Andy, you got to drop it.
Are they going to play the pallet save? No, it's pallet save. What?
Wait.
Life? It's life.
Wait, what is Andy? No, okay.
I'm scared. It's decisive. It's decisive.
Hey, we're good. We're okay. It's okay.
All right, we're chilling. As long as we don't miss this. If we miss this, I might just log off for the night.
Okay, hang on. That would have been not ideal.
I thought I was logging off. I can't lie. And we're going to be taking chase all the way to 11 here.
Wait, that on now? Oh, not even the data. Oh no. Is Andy? Why are we saving that for the next chase? We need to be using it that chase. Oh no. But on a brighter note, we're 3 split. We got Shaq done. We're about to get the generator at 5 done as well. And we also have a generator at 1 being done. So yeah, it's toss and turn. It's not bad. It's a good
I've seen
gen
worse.
split, so
I've seen worse.
yeah, exactly. Like there's been worse. So it's actually not the worst, not the best. And actually, I just want to mention this as well. The person who's being tunneled is the Wretched Fate. So honestly, you could say it's actually ideal for the survivors that Andy is the tunnel out because Wretched Fate.
Still not an ideal situation though to have someone tunneled out of 4 generators remaining. That's more of a detriment than getting Wretched Fate out of the trial, I can't lie. But it just means that they don't have to worry about it within the 3v1. So you are right in that regard. I mean, if they did have enough gen pressure, I want to say if they had at least like, well, do have 2 generators remaining.
They do have 2
second.
generators.
If they snipe this pool and, you know,
oh my god,
our Nancy's able to last just a little bit longer here.
Oh my god.
You know, another.
What a flashbang. Wait, nah.
This is for killer.
Wait, and he's gonna get to. Wait, does he get to Shaq? Does he make it to Shaq? He doesn't make it to Shaq, but he does have.
Not yet,
he still has Dead Hard in the back pocket though. Play the check spots.
Yeah, he can make do with something like this. Yeah, he's probably gonna eat this Dead Hard here.
Let's go! Come on! Wait, does he make this fill up? Does he make the fill up?
Holy, make it!
Oh, come on! Wait, Sin.
No,
Sin,
don't tell me.
Sin!
Oh.
Sin, why are you playing like me?
No, why are you playing like you? No, you're hiding in corners for being the same when you shouldn't be when you're shook, mate. No,
wait,
never
the sun. Wait, is Sin?
Okay.
Wait,
we're
getting the chain blind. Wait, we're getting the chain blind. We're getting the chain blind. Wait, he has unbreakable.
Oh no.
Nah, wait, what is going on? And we got the
Operation Save Andy.
Save the president.
Can it be
Save
done?
the president. Get him to Shaq.
The president. Shoot.
Nice.
And that'll be the tap. We're running to tree. No,
Mr. Beast.
It's crazy. They're running.
He's still going.
For a crash check as well. There's no way he made that. Where's the pallet? Take a hit for him again. Surely he's got to make something. We're going down, unfortunately, and that will be the tunnel out. The 3v1 at 1 generator remaining. Now, what kind of split does the generators have at this point in time? Let's currently see it. If we go on the killer's end, if we can just spectate real quick. Mr. Spectator, can we please swap?
We didn't want to cause the spectator bug, thank you very much.
That's fine, but we do see main. We do see 11, and I do believe that was 9 in the background. So these gens are definitely holdable for our killer here, and it's just going to spell absolute trouble for our survivors. So going around the backside, we're going to try and look for somebody just stealthing around these edge map tiles, but we're not really quite finding anybody. But we do find them over at 1. They did pre-leap to 1. The stun coming in hot from the side of UPR is going to allow them to make enough distance to go down to 3 ideally, and that is exactly what they've done. They're going to be playing the pallet stun once more, playing these pallets nicely, but unfortunately just being true through everything. Freya not opting to commit that chase has no reason to. Going back on Gen Patrol, I like this idea. Definitely puts them in a better position. But yeah, they barely made that, and you did see the little blight bug just before that happened. So we're going to be trying to hit through that pallet on the side of Sin, but Sin just breaking away nicely all the way down back to Shaq. So the pallet's still up over there, I do believe as well. Going to be taking the Eruption proc back onto this generator over at 10 here. So the game's kind of slowed down just a little bit for our killer and even for our survivors, and Shirali just playing this corner window over on the side of 10 and just playing this short loop now. Is he going to be able to make the car fill out? I don't think he is. Yeah, he's just going to be getting tagged through that and then Wing straight to Shaq here, but we've only used 2 rushes, so we might get our rushes back for a quick tap here unless the Shaq pallet is right there. We've got to hit through it. That's disgusting. And we're going to go for the pickup onto that. No, you were robbed there, Shirali. That was just mighty unfortunate. If maybe they're just doubling the generator over at the middle side of the map, maybe they get it popped. I don't think that was near enough time, unfortunately, but it definitely well and truly could have been. They are stealthing away from it. One going for the pool, one going completely in the 3 side of the map. Nah, he's just going to take the Eruption, and pop goes the Weasel proc onto this generator. And once again, the game stayed kind of stagnant here for us survivors. It's really hard for them to progress forward, but we have gotten the unhook for free, which is a good thing in our disposal at the moment. So We're just going to opt to go back to that unhook. No FTP of the sort, nothing of the such. We're just going to try and make sure that injured survivor runs all the way down to somewhere more favorable. And we do manage to catch out one of our healthy ones, and it is going to be the near Sin who's going to be running down to this 10 side, just greeting this pallet nicely and playing around it. I don't think they'll be getting hit anytime soon if they're able to play the check spots very nicely. And they are. The flashlight coming in as well. The blind straight over at 10 here, so it's going to be pretty hard for Freya to maneuver. We're going to be using that window, and we're going to opt to leave with no tag. So very nicely done by the side of the survivors, but that resource is used and it is within our 3-gen. And I say 3-gen using that term very loosely. It is a very fast spread 3-gen, but it is 3 generators nonetheless. And we have found someone else, Upia, just kind of stealth out on this mid side of the map after working mid, and they're going to be vaulting and making the main window and going to be playing this little short filler pallet inside a main building. Now they're going to have to make absolute work with that. And pre-dropping it, I don't hate the idea. They were able to escape from it just for a few seconds, but ultimately eating a tag in the process. And in the background, there should be some gen pressure happening at the moment, because I do believe both healthy they did go for a reset. Okay. I think that was a reset onto Shirali. No, I don't think that was one onto Sin. Sin was healthy at the time.
I'm going to get the tag onto Sin. Unfortunately, not being able to make much, but he does have this car filler at 9, so luckily he has something to work with. But after this, I don't feel like there's much left, but he does get a whiff here from the side of Freya, being able to not be able to get that curve just in time to get the down here, but we are going to go back towards that generator. We're probably going to be seeing, yep, Shirley is going to be leaving that generator, and Upai is just going to be resetting himself as well. But we do see it. Freya is just looking for blood and has found Shirley here as well, all the way here at 5. So he's looking for blood here. He wants to get this 4K1.
Committing Shirali now, faking the window nicely, and that's going to be a whiff on the side of Freya, so we're not playing the mechanics quite correctly. That's going to be the life proc as well, all the way into the 6 side. But remember, as you saw for the last chase over at the tunnel out, these resources in this section on the map have all been used, so he's just prioritizing death location at this very moment. I do believe that they're splitting the gen pressure. They might even be doubling in the background. It'll be very interesting to see what the case is just there, and they are splitting the pressure, one at main and one at the side of 11, so I don't think this is the worst thing that the survivors they're doing the correct thing. It's just unfortunate that it is a blight. You know, he is on the other side of the map, which is in your favor, but he's just straight back down there after a hook, and it was a quick tap being a blight as well. You know, blight having the ability to really down a survivor sub 40-30 seconds sometimes, and that's exactly what you had seen over at the bottom side of the map, which makes it very hard for the survivors to pull back from this. We do find the injured near who's going to be using the window back and in and out. They're not going to make this pallet, and that's just going to be a down. And this pretty much, you'd think, so like facilitates for 4K1, but we do find unfortunately find the last survivor on the survivor's end, and it will be UPR kind of making as much distance as they can to get the unhook over onto our ACR over the hook, which will be Shirali. Now eating a tag as well. This is going to be a quick 2-tap if we're not able to take a proper body block, and we are on the side of Shirali, so you love to see it faking the window as well. That was absolutely crazy, but I don't think that it really... Wait, where did they go?
Wait, where did you go? Hold on, where is... He hopped into the locker.
Oh, in the locker! Wait,
he went into the locker.
I didn't even see them through the door. Wait, what am I...
And then we're getting hit through the window as well, apparently. I missed that.
Well, it's still 4K1. It just doesn't mean anything. I mean...
Well, no, actually, no. Really... If he hooks Upai first, and then hooks another person, at least he'll be able to get the deli off in time. Unless we also got a bro on the ground that he picks up the deli first. And no one's unbreakable, because that was Andy. Wait, so if he picks up the next one, he might... Oh no, he's just gone away. Freya's just waiting.
He thinks it's Deli. Is it actually Upia that...
Yeah, it is.
Who's Deli at the moment? Is it Upia?
Person on hook.
It is Upia. So he knows it too. Like, how does he know Upia is Deli? Like...
It could just be... I feel like it's just the metagame of the medkit. I feel like it's just the metagame of the medkit, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because he does have the medkit.
Probably. I didn't even see the medkit.
It could just be under the assumption, like, oh, bro has a medkit, must be Deli. Which obviously is not always the case, but in this situation, unfortunately, it is the case, and it is the...
he knows it too. Yeah, you're right.
He knows, yeah. As Nortos always says, I know everything. And right now, Freya is showing he knows everything, and unfortunately going to get the whiff. Thanks to, I believe that was also Sprint Burst. Yeah, so Sprint Burst off the hook with the speed as well. Wait. Oh no. Sin has moved. No! Sin has moved. Then you
We've done it
can't
to
be
him. Then
moving.
surely we just throw the pallet in the bro's face the first time and then pick him up for the second. That's crazy that we actually picked him up before the pallet drop.
No.
That's just gonna spell the 4K1. There's just no way out of this now. Deli out of the game.
Okay,
Unbreakable
yeah.
out of the game. Everybody being picked up. Why are we seeing?
Sin.
Okay. Look, I'm gonna put my foot down. All right? I understand that you want to get to the next set as quickly as possible, okay? And I'm not necessarily, the way we do things by the book is the first offense, we don't penalize you, but it is a warning to not do it again because, you know, we like to keep things consistent here. Ideally, yeah, it doesn't have an effect on the game per se in this instance, as we do know, you know, what the outcome would be, but still don't do it. It's just precaution. It makes our lives so much easier that we don't necessarily have to look at the rule book and go, hey, don't do this. So, you know, first time's a warning, second time you'll be penalized. It's just something that's so unnecessary that you don't need to be doing. Just like wait it out. Even if you're just bleeding out for the rest of the 5 minutes, who cares? Just do it. Like, you don't want to be penalized for something so silly, but nevertheless, not, you know, it's not going to be like anything ridiculous like a set given to somebody like the other team. But regardless, we will be now just shutting the hatch here and just looking for our last survivor. So it's a game of hide and seek, okay? I like hide and seek. I like to know if the killer's going to be able to find the last slug to survive.
And we've double DC'd. Okie dokie.
We're going to take a quick intermission real quick while we get things sorted. We'll be right back very, very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
If I'm wrong there, Hunter, but I believe that's all he has to do to win, while the survivors just have to pop all 5 gens.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I mean, you don't have to take into account fresh hooks or hooks in that point because, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. 4K1 Tycon. 4K2 for the killer, 4K0 for the survivors. Yeah, pop all gens if you're the survivors. Just make sure you're 4K before 1 generator remaining on the side of our killer. And that is Shirley on the blight. Definitely doable in this regard. But if Shirley wins this set, we'll be going to another tiebreaker. Replaying the first set, running it back for the second time. Re-releasing the second album, if you will, Gohan. As we find our first survivor right off the rip, it will be Rin, who'll be taking chase all the way down to the main building. Now, just preemptively vaulting that window, making as much distance as possible. We're going to go straight to that pallet over in the middle of the main building. And Shirley doing a little bit of a short swing here, getting a little bit antsy. Okay, you need to calm down, recollect yourself, mate, just a little bit. We are pre-dropping this pallet, going to be playing check spots and some nice mind games coming in, but Rin's having none of it. He's just standing there stone cold, if you will. So we're just going to be greeting this pallet too, but this might result in the flick. If there's a tree in the way. Oh, nice movement on the side of Shirley. That's going to continue the chase all the way to the backside of the main building, and now we're in a little bit of trouble on the side of Rin. We were able to do a little bit of jiggy, was really nicely, but yeah, Shirley being able to pull back there with the 5th rush was just so good to see. Now we're going to be greening this very nicely on the side of Rin, just buying our survivor team a lot of time to be doing generators in the background, but yeah, I think we're playing a little bit too quick on our rushes here, Shirley. Maybe need to, like, dumb it down just a little bit here. But we are going to be getting hit through the pallet. Played a little bit too greedy on the side of Rin, but there is adequate gen pressure in the background. It's a 3 split at the moment. So 50 apiece on 2 generators. No access to pop goes the weasel, but you know, the generators are fairly close to that hook, I would presume. And Gohan, would you like to enlighten the stream on what's happened here?
I have switched to the killer at the wrong time. I have somehow managed to, yet again, switch just as the killer. Oh, wait, no, I see the killer in the distance. Oh, he must have broke something in the distance. We're good. That's actually a good... Actually, that is something to note. If the killer gets the tag, or I'm pretty sure even kicks a jet or kicks a pallet, he reappears. So thankfully, Shirley did one of those actions. So hopefully it probably was a kick, though, considering I don't see his pop anymore active. So he definitely kicked the gen, probably the gen that the David was working on originally, but now we have the chase onto Rin here all the way at the 10 side of the map. And he is our tunnel out, but actually, let me see, what is his exhaustion? He is the DS player, so that is at least ideal, but unfortunately we are going to go down, and we do see the first gen pop in the distance as well. We have 7 also in the distance doing a generator here at 4. Then we also see Hakuji also doing a generator, and we do see the DS coming in hot, coming in quickly, but unfortunately, Rin hasn't looped to the pallet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No.
This is the problem.
My game lagged. I thought he DC'd.
This is... Have faith, it's okay, it's fine. I mean, hopefully we don't have another repeat of the Zetsubo situation, unfortunately, earlier on in the night, but let's just take into account what just happened there.
Wait, he's at the
sprint burst on the Sprint burst on the DS. Why? I don't see it. Nevertheless, it is the second stage of the trial coming in hot onto Rin there, who will be now pulled off the hook. That is our tunnel out, so we're going to be having to get this fairly early. We do see the FTP coming in, so it's going to be even harder on our killer side. We are at our win con. We need a 4K right now if we are to pull it back to a 1-all result on the side of Shirali, but we're just struggling at the moment.
Wait, no.
Yeah, Seven's...
Rin booked
No,
it.
Seven's... It's Rin. Rin's the tunnel out, mate.
I'm stupid.
And he's just going to eat this tag over at one... No, you're fine. He's just going to be playing the T side now and just going to be trying to buy himself enough time. We're going to go for a little bit of a heal tech... Wait.
Yep. Surely.
What?
What? Please, surely, open the ears, buddy.
What's happening here? Oh my god, okay, I got a little bit worried there. So, we got the tunnel out at 2 generators remaining. I do want to see what's happening over in the background just before we hit... No, okay, good. Okay, we do have just some generator progress in the background, all right? So the tunnel out happening. We just can't let anything pop at the moment. And if we can catch somebody out, the injured... We're going to be able to catch this reset, that's going to be huge for us. But
actually...
we're so close to it!
I'm pretty sure he was, like, there. Yeah, no, he was literally on top of them. Surely he's heard
He hears it too!
Surely he's heard them when he was up.
Oh my god. He's gonna be... Okay, he's
he
gonna
He didn't hear it as he was rushing past. Oh no.
This hurts my soul to know as a spectator,
rough.
but you gotta remember, we know spectators, we don't know as players. Okay?
We know
so
everything.
Shirali's gonna... we know everything, but the man Shirali does not, unfortunately, because the nerves also get to you. Not to mention, it's just information that we'll have access to that obviously the killer doesn't. So we'll be breaking this generator and now going to look for the stealthing survivor. But Cat Reflex definitely on the reflex there. 7 just making it out with urban evasion, and you know, we're just going to opt to go for something a little bit more in our favor, and that's going to be Ray just kind of caught out over at 7 here. So if we can get this quick tap onto Ray, we're in a really good position on the side of Shirali, but with access to Shack Pallet, that's going to delay the chase just a little bit longer. And you know, if there's life here, which there is, we're going to be able to make the other fillers over on the 6 side. We're going to have to do a little bit of jiggy around the trash piles here, but getting a little bit caught as well. No! Old Blight makes sure that all day, every day, but unfortunately that is not the case. We're going to be continuing on the chase onto Ray, who's going to be making this filler pallet over here, mid-6 and dropping that as well, and we have just spiraled out of control here. I do believe that's enough time to get some generators having some serious progress here, but we're not able to flare the killer. Ray going down at this point, and we are pumping the pistons away on the side of 10 and main. We have opted to slug and go all the way back to the generators. No breakable at our disposal at this current moment. I do believe it was the tunnel out on the DS that was unbreakable, so we don't have access to it. I'm not too sure if we have access to Deli at this point, but we do chase Cat Reflex 7 over at the main tile here. He's going to have to play around the window, but there's no pallet in our disposal. The crouch tech Jiggy coming in. Yes, let's go. Get Jiggy with it. And now we're just going to be vaulting the window, playing the mid pallet over in main. So we're at the Tycon at the moment. So, you know, we can't win on the side of our killer, but we can definitely tie up the games and try to replay the first set. We're going to be greeting this pallet and vaulting the window once more. No, we're not going to... Oh, yeah, we are vaulting the window. We're going around the outside of main here. This is our Deliverance player too, to keep in mind. And Hakuji, do you commit the generator? What do you do here? Are you going for the pickup? And we have gone for the pickup over at the side of 6 onto Ray there. Just 7 playing out of their mind and now going down, unfortunately. But this is the Delhi player, so, you know, far away from that last generator being worked at the moment. So we're going up to go slow the game down, go for a reset. I don't necessarily hate this idea, but I will just presume that our Delhi player here is just going to insta-Delhi and run all the way down to corner 5. But it is a nice split. You got 7 in main. You can be ping-ponging here, Gohan. So
and main is heavily progressed too, so this is going to be really rough.
It's 50-50 because it's a 3v1 at 1 gen remaining on a Blight set. Like, it's just, you'd never know really what's going to happen. But in all honesty, I do think Shirali still has the upper hand. He would really have to spiral out of control for this to slip through his fingers. And it's still definitely doable from what we're seeing on the side of 7 to be able to make good do of just absolute fuck all over at bottom side. It's just, I can definitely see them outing this still and getting all, at the very least getting all gens pop. But yeah, this is very aggressive here from the David. Not too sure what you're doing here, buddy. I mean, you really had no reason it being the Delhi. No.
I think he was aggressive to try and confirm that 7 could escape without having to get like instantly tunneled out. Because considering where Shirley was, like he was pretty much right on top of the hook. So presenting yourself,
I still don't
maybe.
see that being viable. Like realistically, you just sit bottom side. No, you have 10 seconds of endurance after the unhook on the deli side. Just run bottom and take the hit bottom. Don't run into the hook and run into the gens. It's absolutely ludicrous. It's kind
He's
of
not
cost you
even
the game here.
breakable
That's a
either.
massive blunder.
He's not even
That's a massive
unbreakable.
blunder. That's 2 slugs as well now. Ray's just left in a position where do you just commit the generators or do you go pick up on the David? Like, have to go for the pick up on the David. You don't make the generator over at 7. You don't have enough time to really progress it. This is that's really bad. I mean, I don't agree with that decision at all. And in all honesty, this is just going to be another hook onto 7 here. It's going to make it extremely harder for our survivors. So Shirali in a little bit of a power position here to 4K1 once more. And if it does, we'll be running it back and be here all night. So, you know, good thing if you're on the side of Requimish, they could definitely, if they were to pull it back, if they were to tie this set and they want to pull it back to a win, ideally they have to win 2 tiebreaker sets. So this could potentially go on for another hour or so, even more. I mean, depending. So we have spotted out David again. He's just playing too aggressive. This is just not what you need at this point in time. Hakuji just really fumbling the bag in this set, unfortunately. Now we're going to be trading this hook. So this is exactly what you have to do here. You have to really rely on a good chase on the side of our Ellen here. Ray, and it's Ray, no, 7. And it's definitely doable with what they were doing over at the bottom side and even in the main side of the game. But
I think
yeah,
they were
no,
expecting a dead hole around the corner. But we do see that Ray has had to. He has used his fast track though. He's used his fast track sacks on that generator all the way at 1. But unfortunately, Burley was hot on the tail. Wait, did he spot that?
He saw you with the corner of his eye. He did
Ray.
see it.
Ray. I think Ray thought he actually saw him and just decided to let him see him. But unfortunately, Ray, I don't even think he actually saw you originally, but definitely did when he turned around.
Oh, look, David in that position just couldn't be found. I can't fathom how much that really affected the game for them to win it and pull it back. I mean, and it just kind of made the 3v1 really spiral out of control. But nevertheless, I mean, realistically, the team could have still done a little bit more to get that 4K0 all collectively. Can't necessarily blame it on that one instance over at 3 happening. I mean, yeah, it just stems from again, Shirali really putting up a performance, and that will be another tie. So we're still at 1-0 as it stands. So we'll be going back and replaying, I do believe it was the Dark Lord set that we had tied up very first up with 4K1s all around the board. So definitely still in Harden's repertoire to pull it back for a 2-0. It's just a little bit on the longer side just because the scenario is given and just, you know, Requimish not giving up. And they changed the killer. I mean, it was Den playing the Dark Lord for the side of Requimish when we played it the first time in this series on the first set. So we are on the 4th set now. Unfortunately, losing access to your Dark Lord main can prove to be pretty difficult, unfortunately. So nevertheless, spawning in the map as Shirali, we saw him put up a phenomenal Blight performance literally just 1 set ago. And it has kept his team in the game to tie that up. So he was met with a 4K1 Tycon. He met the 4K1 Tycon. And loading into this match now, we do spot out someone just stealthing kind of around main now, taking chase all the way to mid 2. Going to be utilizing this one filler pallet here, pre-dropping that instantly. That's gone. And now we're going to be trying to make chase all the way down into 12. Do we have some good RNG? Usually this side of the map's pretty dead, and it looks like it is. So we're going to be playing the corner of the wall just to buy ourselves enough distance. Actually, I am lying to you guys. There is a pallet just outside here on the dumpster. I didn't manage to see that, but we're going to be trying to hit through that on the side of Shirali, going for those wacky hits that we all know and love, and not quite being able to make it. So Hakuji is able to kind of jiggy around the tiles here and just doing so beautifully. Going to be making this filler pallet over at the car and running around the tiles, the tires, sorry. You're still able to be hit. You're still able to be hit over this, but we're not going to risk that on the side of Shirali. We're going to take that tag straight through the pallet. So a little bit of a wacky hit there, as you heard Gohan just kind of get a little bit antsy there. Just, like, you know, it definitely is one of those moments, and we're going to be committing on the chase, and this is a fairly good one on the side of our survivors tier. Hakuji kind of making up for what seemed to be pretty bad in last game, definitely juicing up this game, so you love to see it, love to pull back from this and try to take the win from the side of Harden.
Yeah, indeed it is, and I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fact check what the second add-on done is. It's called Force of Echo. It increases the spawn rate of centaurs by 17%. So he's more so going for playing around just using dog for most of his game, because what most people do, they used the winged boost, which increases the range of the teleport ability, but he's opted to just go for scent orbs, which is what utilizes from using wolf form. So,
It's interesting.
yeah, so it's an interesting. There's a clear difference of like play styles between Den and Shirley, because clearly Shirley doesn't mind playing in dog form, while Den likes to use those teleports at a longer range and distance. But unfortunately, we have Hakuchu actually going into the killer, but luckily he had light, so he's able to get away from this. But unfortunately now it's a bit of a sticky situation because of the lane, but no, he doesn't actually opt to use it in general.
A little bit of struggling there from the start of Shirali, but able to get the down into our tunnel out in the end, so that'll be the pickup onto them. No DS being in tier 2, so be pretty interesting to note that this could be still a fairly early tunnel out, looking more towards that 4k1 territory if we aren't able to pull it back. Maybe an FTP coming of the sort. But we do have access to a window here, so if we are in bat form, we're going to be straight back at this hook no matter how far, or, you know, judging our distance accordingly, so we're far enough to be able to still make that teleport vault. So we are going to be chasing Ray here over at the one side. No pallet to work with as it was thrown within the first stages of the match, the first chase of the match. So we are going to be, like clockwork, teleporting straight to that window over at the 3 tile, trying to catch our survivors off guard. We do hear somebody double backing into us, and we are going to opt to go for the wolf form. As you said, Gohan, I think he is pretty confident in this form as to oppose of what you saw on Den's side, but nevertheless, yeah, definitely some interesting add-on choices. Like, I definitely think this will still aid him. He does seem to be pretty good as far as mechanics go in all forms realistically, but especially in the wolf form. Just narrowly missing that over at 4, that life proc really did him an injustice, but we were going for an FTP play there on the side of Ray. We were able to do it over at 6 and not over at the hook, but still the next best thing. But we are going to be getting hit straight through that window, and you know you're mad if that's happening to you. That was probably a ping wacky hit there. That would have been some nasty comms over in the VC. I can't lie now. We're going to be taking this tunnel out onto Hakuji over at 2 generators remaining. Still definitely 4Kable for the side of our killer here, Shirali. He's going to go all the way down to the top side of the map, where the survivors are probably working 11 or 12. We don't hear anything at 11, so we're opting to go for 12. So we don't see anybody at the moment. There are only a few pistons pumping here, maybe 2 to 3. So, you know, there probably is somebody in this vicinity, but not opting to go and try and find them on the side of Shirali. Or maybe we're fake leaving it? No, we are going to go on more gen patrol. We do take the eruption proc onto our generators, all of them that we can possibly find. Somewhat dry kicking this one, but that'll probably aid us later on in the trial. So, you know, it's still a fairly good idea. We're still looking for that stealth survivor over at 12, but we don't manage to see any scratch marks. And yeah, just really struggling to find the stealth out here. But we do find somebody just running all the way to that window over in Shack. And maybe we're trying to look for Ray here as they are injured, trying to hear them out. And I do think we've seen someone over at this tile here. It is someone with a med kit. I'm not too sure who it is. It does look like it is our survivor here, 7, sorry. I was struggling to remember the name as cat reflex is in front of my face. But nevertheless, we are pre-dropping this pallet over here at 1. I'm going to make somewhat good use of it. I mean, running the long side now, and definitely been in the 1v1s lab on the side of 7, but also on the side of Shirali. Are faking that beautifully. In all honesty, I didn't even look like that 7 was really going to vault that in the first place, but getting a little bit restless here on the side of Shirali. Got to remember, he's played 4 sets at the moment, so probably also getting a little bit tired as well, and they're just really running out of legs here. But we are going to be taking that down, the eruption proc in the background. So definitely still in, we're definitely still able to pull this back on the side of our survivors, on the side of our killer, rather, sorry. We're going to be taken back into dog form now, into wolf form, as you put it, Gohan, and trying to look for somebody who was working over 12. But it's looking like, at the moment, they're pulling it back for a 4K1, or even potentially outs here.
Indeed, and I do have the unfortunate news of saying that, unfortunately, Shirley has brought in the wrong add-on that he had actually brought into for the build check. So originally what his build actually was supposed to be for the add-ons was actually supposed to be the White Wolf Medallion, which is increasing the duration of Killer Instinct from Wolf form by 40%. But as we can see here, he is using the Force of Echo. So unfortunately, Shirley is going to be taking a 0.5 as per discretion of our match ref. So makes it a bit more easier for Harden now, knowing, or hopefully should be knowing, that they now have to, now if they do get 4K1'd, if they 4K1, it's actually a win for them instead. So it's not unfortunate, but as you said before, Hunter, it is getting quite late. Shirley's probably tired, and that's probably where the mistake is occurred.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, not resending the builds back in tiebreakers as well just kind of really puts you in that predicament. Nevertheless, Shirley will now be in wolf form once more, trying to at least get the 4K going. I mean, you know, with that penalty, it will be the Tycon eliminated. So I have no doubt that we'll be seeing somebody win this set. So considering that the other team would have to get penalized for them to meet a tie condition rather. So just struggling to really find someone at this point in time. We do have Ray on the hook, but we do have access to 3 generators, not in the same vicinity. They are far spread. We do have one over at mid 3, and we do have one over more towards the 11 side of the map, and we do know someone's stealthing around here, and we have been caught out. It is our Kate, Rin. I think this is the first chase of the game for them. They stayed pretty stealthy for the most part. Playing this very nicely, pre-dropping that pallet, running around the bus as well, but we're going to avoid the blind on the side of Shirley, and we're going to be taking that first hit onto the Kate, and we're going to opt to go all the way down into Shaq. We're going to be vaulting that on the side of Shirley, trying to catch them off guard, and this is just going to be a quick down onto our Kate, and that will be that. And are we going to be able to spot out 7 and get the quick tap for the 4K1? No, we're going to opt to go for gen pressure, and that will be all generators pop, so even harder on the side of the survivors for next game to meet this condition. So it's just looking very, very slim. They need, 11 stages next game, and if actually 7 is able to get out the door, this is a problema's team, because then this is an additional 2 stages out the door.
We do see he's actually just proxying proxying both.
And that's a gate over at 11, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're just out.
Yeah, he's just gonna take the
Oh, that's just mighty unfortunate. That's an extra, that's an additional 2 stages out the door, which puts us at. What do they have to do loading into this game? Well, it's definitely not the hard, it's definitely not impossible to get 8 stages on the Dark Lord, especially if you play cards right. You might have to play a little bit more aggressive on the pallet save, flashlight saves at some point in the match if you're not really able to facilitate that win con early on. A strong first chase is required. Obviously, the killer's not going to overcommit things too much. I think it's in their best interest to already know that they have to leave chases that are going to hurt them in the long run. I don't imagine any world where Freya, who is the killer for Harden at the moment, overcommits anyone that doesn't need to be committed. So, yeah, I mean, it could go either way, really. I mean, but more so, the survivors just need to have good chases. Killer needs to make sure that they're staying on top of things and not losing their generators too quickly. So, with the situation that we're given, we do spawn on the top side of the map over at 11. So, like clockwork, we're going to go all the way down to 6, where there's a typical spawn point for all your survivors to be located with the new changes and whatnot. So, we're going to be looking around the corner side of the map, and we do spot out our near Sin, who's going to be rotating to the shack, and we don't want any of that on the side of Ray. So, it's not Freya. I'm being lied to. It was Ray. Nevertheless, we'll be taking chase back onto Sexton here, who will be taking the killer all the way over to the shack side of the map, and we're going to be pre-dropping that in the background. No, we're going to be playing a little bit of Jiggy. Yeah, this is just an old, ultimately, this is just them down. They're playing pallet save, though, but nobody in the vicinity for it. No, the Sin. Wait, does he get it?
No,
we're looking. Do we see? I think he knows they're there. Yeah, unfortunately for our survivor team here, but we do have access to life to play around the window very nicely. Even vaulting it again as well, catching Ray off guard. Our 3rd time out of chase, our 4th time, our 5th time. What's happening? 5 volts on the 1, 6 volts, 7. Hello? What is happening? Ray just unfortunately getting bamboozled there a little bit to delay that. What?
Oh no.
I'm
This is not ideal.
Okay. Not ideal. we played a little too aggressive for the pallet save. I think once we took that tag, we needed to run away from the pallet save, but we opted to play a little bit more aggressive and vaulted into the killer. Very interesting. I thought they would have played the check spots a little bit better, or they would have ran away entirely. But now Ray has access to 2 hooks. This is very bad. This is not what you want. But you did anticipate the pallet stuns coming in hot, coming in early. I didn't think... Actually, to be honest, I didn't think that they would run in... I did expect that they would happen at some point in the game, but I didn't expect this early. I would have thought we would have wanted to have a good chase right off the bat. But, you know, with a chase like that going down so early, it made sense to go for a pallet save. But at the same time, look at this situation that you're given now.
This is rough. He's got... Not only does he have basement, but he also has the 6 hook as
Does he have access to a 3-gen too? Like, what's his gen spread looking like?
Yeah,
he has access to 6, deep 6, and 3.
Yeah,
That's
this is very holdable.
Very bad. I think this is just really fallen into the hands of Harden at the moment. We do have 1 hook over in the basement, and we're going to opt to try and go for that on the side of our Lara Croft here, dodging the Hellfire nicely, but this is going to be a hook on unhook onto our David here on the side of Shirali, so very good to kind of skate away from that. We're getting blinded in the process, and okay, so we've lost a little bit of momentum on the side of Ray. We had a lot of pressure at that point in time, but I mean, I think we just got a little bit flustered on who to go for, and Sexton being able to make that window vault as well and play around that pallet. Vaulting it again, though, not playing the check box correctly. King probably involved a little bit there too, but yeah, not looking good still.
Yeah, this is not ideal as it is 2 hooks too fresh. They only really need to get 10 hooks on the board to even get the win. Doesn't matter if they pop all gens, as long as he gets more hook states, it does secure than the dub. So as long as Ray can get those 10 hooks, it is going to be a dub for Harden. Even if it is being 2 ties, it will technically be a 2-0 under the scoring.
Yeah, I mean, again, just being found as well here is just not great for the survivors. It's on the side of UPR, we're going to have to take this chase on deep 6. Going to be playing the short wall, but winning it as well. Winning the pallet too. Slap coming in too, and the stun. And we're going to be able to delay the tag and not get tagged. So we do system generator progress in the background on the side of Sin. Shirali pre-left all the way. Very early, very good from the side of Shirali. At the moment, as it currently stands, we do have 3 stages on the board, 2 freshers. So, I mean, keep in mind the Tycon is 9.5. So the win con for the survivors is 8. Sexton just looks like they're going to be dying on the hook here. We're going to opt to leave them, and we're not going to want any of that on the side of the survivor. So very unfortunate quick tunnel out for what it's worth, for everything they've been given to try and meet the the win con they've been given to meet. 4 stages as it currently stands. Ray's definitely looking to be in a power position at the moment, and Sin playing this around these tires, very lovely, but unfortunately getting tagged through the pallet. That's going to be a short swing through the pallet on the side of the dog, and short dash rather. But nevertheless, we are going to be blocking them off at the window, and that's going to beat them down again. Going a little bit of 360, trying to get a little bit jiggy with it, but I think this is going to be Sin down, and again, you just find yourself in a world full of hurt. It's just right next to a generator that has been pumped, and look at this pain res, nice and close to this generator over at 5. Shirali had been working over at the 3-side UPR, starting to take over that generator. So Ray just going on Gen Patrol here now, knows that they need a couple more hooks to secure this win for Harden. We do see that we have spot someone out over at 3 now, the survivor working at 3, which was UPR. But UP's opted to go all the way down back to the 1 side with Sprint Burst and Fixated in hand. But Ray's going to opt to teleport all the way back to the hook and vault on the outside of the truck, which is very nice in their favor. And we're going to opt to go for this tunnel out onto Sin. Not really much for them to go on. And we're going to be blocking the window vault, trying to get a grab maybe at the pallet. But no, the hit tank coming in on the side of Shirali. But this is a fresh hook, so we're going to be giving up more stages potentially here. And that's the down. The Eruption proc coming on in the background. We are going to go for the pick onto the survivor. Power stun coming in. That's what you need. Now we really need to last here if we are to be able to meet this win con on the survivor's end. And I'm going to jump out of my seat in in excitement if they are able to do it, because there's absolutely nothing for our bro here, Shirley, to work with. He's just going to be running into a whole lot of nothing, because all pallets in this vicinity have been thrown. It is a little bit of a dead zone, and that's going to be another down onto Shirley, another pickup, and this should be the hook onto them, but it might result in 3 being actually finished at this time. So not too sure if they've been pain res at the moment. I don't think they have, and the pain res just looking mighty fine over in this corner over at 7, and that will be that. So that will be a pain res onto 3, and the good comm is going to allow the survivors to get off that generator just in time, and pain res not coming in quite yet. So sorry, quite effectively, as you do hope that as the killer that the survivors would have just stuck it and, you know, screamed in the process. But no 3 was being popped anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. But we're going to be having access to eruption now on that generator, so we got to make sure that we don't get tapped here, and Sin being injured. But we have found UPR, and they're both in the same zone here, Gohan. This is extremely bad.
Wait, let's see. No, he's rotated out, but unfortunately Ray is aware of that and is able to actually continue on the chase onto Sin. Unfortunately, Sin is slow vaulting, but luckily was able to connect that into a down from the side of Ellie, not being able to connect it to be a down, but he's going to get this pallet stun yet again. Sin been getting all the pallet stuns today, and hopefully UPI is also on their way to save. We do get the block onto the window as well, but he's made it to the filler pallet of the truck. Trying to hit over it as well, unfortunately not being able to get it, knowing that Sin knows this, he's going to dodge it as well. Is surely just missing the second state on the hook, luckily. UPI being able to save him just in time, but now it's kind of looking kind of grim for Sin as he goes down, and that is his death hook as well. So that's going to be 7 stages 3 fresh. This is looking kind of grim.
And with 2 generators remaining, you're not wrong, Gohan. It just means that, I don't know, like one survivor just has to get 2 generators pop while the bro overcommits one survivor over in somewhere where the generators aren't. So it's just looking extremely dicey as it currently stands. We are going to have 2 survivors healthy at the moment, but it's not going to mean much. I mean, we've kind of spotted out the reset. We do have access to sprint person fixated over at 6 on the side of UPR. Going to be playing check spots very nicely. Unfortunately, spectator bug's not going to spell us. Well, it's not going to allow us, sorry, to see what the killer's seeing, and I do presume they're just teleporting all the way down into that window over at Shack and just vaulting on the outside, playing around very nicely. We're going to be able to get a Hellfire, cheeky Hellfire, no, a little bit too smart on the side of UPR, but we are still committing this over at the side of the Shack, and this means that, you know, hypothetically, if you were to win this, Gohan, you'd have to, like, stay in chase for a good 2-3 minutes while Shirley just goes, all right, bro, let me get the gens done in the background. It's fine, team. We got this. But yeah, it's just looking very unlikely with the Lapis Lazuli coming in on the window and only access to this pallet over here. The Hellfire coming in, not able to quite dodge it, and we are down. And that will be another, well, that will be the first hook stage onto UPR, which probably will be a pain res being over in the corner of 7, but no, we've opted to just go for the closer hook. Is their fresh hook, and I think he just camped this out safely and call it a win for Harden. He doesn't really have to go looking for Shirley, but he has done, and Shirley's just kind of sitting over at 7. Might see the grass moving, but we don't, and we don't see the scratch marks. We've opted to go for Gen Patrol. We do see that he's been working this gen over at main, but we as the spectators know he's already gone down for the restart, for the pull onto UP here, so still not out of the game just yet. They're still 1.5 stages away from the Tycon as it currently stands, that being 9.5 to 8 at the moment. They do still need to get 2 generators done in the meantime though, but look, it's just so rough, especially when you just found UPL just kind of over at this tile over at 3 with nothing really to be used. Yeah, second wind coming into effect. I mean, it's going to give them another health state to work with. You just got to hope that, you know, Shirley's working that generator over in main to the best of his abilities, and Ray knows that he's going to go all the way back down there, play it extremely safe. You know, you can't afford to commit the survivor UPR, but, like, why would you when you don't have to? So we're going to be looking around the main side of the building, again, not really being able to catch sight of Shirley has being able to stealth all the way down into 11. And again, Rye just checking every nook and cranny where Shirley is not at this current time. UP are pre-leaving the generator over at 6, so we're in for a very slow game if we are able to win this on the side of our survivor team here. So they're playing it quite effectively. I mean, you know, they're both healthy, but unfortunately with the scenario that they're given, they're just not really able to get out of this. And I think this would be a lot more on the thrilling sight if this was one generator remaining, but unfortunately that is not the case, and we're going to be taking the tag back onto Shirali, who's going to be running all the way down into one with nowhere to go, no pallet to really be used. There is one just being dropped here, and Ray just going to be playing patient on that Hellfire, and this is going to spell another hit onto... Oh my god, that is a dead hard. That is absolutely crazy from the man Shirali. This might actually result in a gen pop. Not too sure how much it will mean, but we are using the window here over at corner one, and we are trying to crouch tech, and it's not quite working out in our favor, and we'll be going down, and that will be another hook onto Shirali, spelling 9 stages at the moment. So still haven't reached the win con. We are 0.5 stages away from the win con. One more hook to facilitate the win con, and we have rushed past Upia. Some excellent stealth from Upia. And where do you go from here? I honestly don't know. With the generators so close to each other over at this bottom side, you're really left with nothing to work with. Upia has 2 health states now, but the generator that's the most highly progressed is 6, and it's not being able to be worked at the moment. So we're going to be taking chase around this short wall over at 6, but then running back all the way into 5, and this might result in a tag straight off. So doing a little bit of jiggy going around the dog form, and we're going to be eating that tag and going all the way down to 3 or 4. Shirali working that main generator over in the background, nowhere near enough to be worried about, but this will be probably the down onto UPF if we're able to hit them through the pallet. And we're not, we didn't have enough distance, but we do have access to Hellfire blocking the pallet as well, but this will just be the M1 down onto UPR, picking them up after as well. So yeah, this will just be the win con once UPR is hooked, unfortunately, for the side of Requimish. So all things considered, I do love the fact that they played it to the very end, unfortunately, not getting the result that they would have wanted, probably due to the fact that they didn't have access to other survivors in their team that would have wanted to play this set, or just due to the fact that, in all honesty, maybe just Harden just played the sets better tonight. So very close. Again, the underdogs prevailing from what the communal votes had shown, 95-5 in the favor of Requimish, but a 2-0. I mean, the ties were kind of expected, I guess, but you would have expected it to at least be a 2-1. To be a 2-0 in the end is very favorable to the side of Harden. So they're looking up this season, Gohan. I kind of like this being, flipped on its head. Yeah, nobody really expected this.
He has managed to get the save underneath Ali's nose as well, or in this case you could say snout. But now is going to be waiting for that fire to come up, and doesn't have any more of his endurance, so it's going to be nearly was a tag if played wrong, but unfortunately Upite is going to go bolt into the loving embrace of the Dark Lord. So now all that Ray has to do now is get this last hook, confirm the hatch, and then just broken not get found. And I speak too soon because it seems that Thoroughly wanted to just bomb rush to the exit gate, and unfortunately it is costed their life down the drain. But very well played to both sides for playing for as long as they did as well. Was quite immaculate too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm pretty sure what we just saw there was them trying to make sure the game goes as quickly as possible, as it is fairly late. So, it saves them from having to DC, as we saw in the previous set that we just said. No DCs, obviously. I don't feel like we have to reiterate that rule. Obviously, you want to play it out, even if it takes forever and the matches just stays consistent. But that being said, that will be the 2-0 victory to Harden, as you see it, and that will be the last series for the night. So I want to thank everybody for being here for the long stream that we had. Thank you to the staff on the day, everybody who casted, Gohan, especially you for streaming what seems to be now heading towards the 7.5 hour mark. But before we decide to log off for the night, I do want to also mention that yes, PMBs will be opening still. A little bit on the later side, obviously, having the stream already continuing on this late into the night. We will get those set up for you in the next, hopefully, 30 minutes. We do have a new OSL bot that will be doing them for you, so it will save the staff a lot of time and a lot of heartache for a lot of you who are looking to do your PNBs, obviously waiting for the staff, waiting for other teams. This time it'll just be on your team's own accord. On both sides, you will select the time slot first off, and then you will go through the pick and bans process through the bot, and then everything will be posted accordingly after it. So there'll be no confusion there. Obviously, staff will be still there to help you on that in that endeavor. So if there is any issues, don't always feel free to ping staff. Again, also happy Father's Day to everybody who celebrates it, all the fathers out there, all the father figures out there. Yeah, thank you all for being here. It's been a ride. It's been a very long stream, a very good stream, but nevertheless, Gohan, do you have any final words before I take us out for the rest of the night?
I guess the only thing to say is well played to Harden and Requmish. You both did an amazing job, and well done to the rest of the teams that played tonight, being our sets of Zetsubo, Bleed Out, Desolus, Leopard, and Source and Fogbound. You guys all did amazing. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You did as best as you could for all your situations. Bleed Out having to verse Zetsubo did really well. Give yourselves a pat on the back for that. Harden coming out on top. Same with Leopard, Source getting the 2-0 as well. So well done to everyone. And that is me going to be signing off for the night. But Hunter, I'm sure you have some more words for the crowd.
Just wrapping it up. Good night. See you next week. We'll see you in the Discord as well, obviously, but we'll be back with more games on Friday night. Stay tuned. We love you all. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Goodbye.